Welcome into our NASCAR Inside the Race virtual shop, where today we're going to talk road course racing. Why? Because we're heading to the Roval, the only road course in the playoffs. Well, when we go to the road courses, the aero setup is much like we see at the short tracks, and that starts with that simple diffuser underneath the race car. There's not a lot to it. It's a lot shorter than what we see at the intermediate tracks. Less vertical fencing, and for that reason, creates less downforce, more instability under braking. Speaking of braking, front downforce, very important when you get on the brakes at the Roval. These front splitter stuffers, the wide ones that we see everywhere but the speedways, they take away front downforce, make it hard to not lock up the front tires. This is where short tracks and road courses split, because in the road courses, we will run not just on wet tracks, but in the rain. For that reason, we have rain flaps, so try to keep the spray down, coming off the rear tires, try to help with visibility. That can be a big challenge, especially the high-speed sections, that backstretch on the Roval or heading into the front stretch chicane. We'll flip the car over. We'll take a look at basically the same thing we have at the short tracks. One window rail. Top speeds aren't really high enough to have a second window rail. And a tiny, and I mean tiny, short track rear spoiler, only 3 inches in height. Not a lot of downforce, but more importantly, not a lot of drag, which helps the cars in the braking zone. And then if it does rain, not only do we want rain flaps to keep the spray down, but we have to keep the window clear. So for that reason, the drivers will have a windshield wiper. Now, will they work or will they stay on is always yet to be seen every time we hit the high banks at the Roval. But either way, it's going to be an exciting time of the year. Remember, we have wet weather options, which also mean we have wet weather tires. That white Goodyear lettering is how you can tell the difference. 12 drivers enter with a chance in the playoffs, but when we leave the Roval, we are going to cut the field down to 8.